Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am Ashley, I'm a homeschooling mom. I have 7 kiddos and currently I homeschool about 5 of them. The 5th one is not quite pre-K, so we're just kind of learning stuff and letters, colors, shapes, etc. So I wanted to go over quickly, I've mentioned before that we use The Good and the Beautiful for quite a bit of our curriculum. They just this summer have started releasing their new math editions, kind of what they have revamped a little bit and condensed into somewhat simpler lessons. So the only one that I've gotten so far, because the 2nd grade they have released and I don't need that one, but I do need the kinder. So I wanted to show you and kind of go through what the differences are for what I see and notice, and kind of what this new math curriculum looks like. It's now called Simply Good and Beautiful, and they are going kind of in order. So kindergarten was released first, and then it was second, and then it'll be first, and so forth. I think through 5th or 6th, and then I believe the higher grades are going to be coming later on. I wanted to just show you real quick. This is the kinder. Okay, it looks very much like the older version with it spiral bound. They do, I think, usually, sometimes they have how this one differs, like when they redo the language arts ones curriculum, but year by year, they're doing that as well. They kind of explain why, if this one's better or different than the previous lesson or the previous editions. But it has here first the table of contents. So we are looking at 120 lessons all the way through the course assessments. So we're doing everything: number practice, matching, quite a bit of number practice, addition stories, time, sorting. I'm just kind of glancing through here. The calendar, estimating. We go through subtraction, evens and odds, 2D and 3D shapes, patterns. So a lot of this they were probably familiar with some, but this just kind of goes into it obviously a little bit more in depth. So you have your hundreds chart, so you will learn all the way to 100 if they don't know that already. They have some frequently asked questions. And at the beginning of each lesson, well, this actually has the unit overview. So it says what you might need for the entire unit. And one thing that I like about that is that you can go and get your extra supplies that you might need that they mention at the beginning of the unit, so that you don't have to do chapter by chapter, because sometimes #life, and you don't either, you forget, and you have to just constantly keep thinking, what do I need to buy for the next chapter? So this will tell you in lessons 1 through 40 your extra supplies that are needed, and then what concepts are being taught within that. So if you wanted to get anything additional, manipulatives or anything like that, you could do that. It has parent-teacher tips that might help throughout the lessons. So basically the first kind of lessons, are obviously with any curriculum really, are going to be review. By kinder, your kiddo probably would know the letters, the numbers obviously, but this is just reviewing 1 through 3, making sure that you write it, counting and then circling which number, drawing flowers for the number that it lists, and it's really about 2 pages long, and then you go on to the 2nd lesson. Now, because these are so much shorter, you could do more than 1 lesson in one day if you're feeling brave. Some of my kids actually like to do more than 1 lesson a day to kind of just hurry it up. If they know what they're doing and you're okay with that and they're okay with that, then go ahead and you might shorten your year. So just very easy things, and they're not all the same in each lesson, which I really like. The one thing that I did notice, obviously, which I think was their main point in releasing this new version, is that it is so much less time consuming. I don't know. I'm assuming somewhere in here, let's see, like for instance, lesson 3 is 1 page. Then it goes straight to lesson 4. So very quick. And I have always said my younger kids, their attention span sometimes, especially the ones that have not been in school, you can tell that they're like, no, I want to play. I don't want to do this. So having something that is quick, straight to the point, but interactive, really helps. I do not see, so in the other editions, they had an entire box, which I'll show you the box in a minute, but a huge box, probably about this size or bigger. And it had game pieces and game cards and, flashcards and all kinds of stuff that I appreciated all of that in there, but sometimes it was just a lot of, it was very time consuming. So it looks like the little games that used to be in the older ones are now kind of worked into the new edition. Just a lot more simpler, it doesn't take as much time. Now, with all this being said, if you wanted to use the older edition, you still could. And if you don't have a problem with it being a little bit longer, a little bit more time consuming, then by all means. Here's another example. Here's your counting to 30 practice. And then the next lesson is on the other page, addition. So if you felt like, okay, I think I'll be okay with this, but let's say your child is struggling in something a little bit more, you can take the time to, work on whatever, subject or whatever lesson it is that they are struggling with, and get other manipulatives or get other worksheets if you feel like that's something that maybe they're not quite grasping. This was, I think, made to make things simpler for the parents, and knowing that the younger kids sometimes, like I said, their attention span is just next to nothing sometimes. So anyway, the little games, it looks like, are kind of, if there are games, they're not quite as thorough as the other edition. But I think it's enough, and it does what it's supposed to do. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else here that is different. Let's see. So like in the older edition, all these little like blocks and stuff, they were in the box, and it was a lot, I will tell you. It was a lot of pieces to keep track of. And even my last year third grader, it was hard to keep all the pieces and make sure they had all the pieces in their box. And then the box got smashed. And then it was just like, it was a lot. So I'm enjoying this, and I think these lessons will be perfect for that. At the end, it has the course assessment here. It tells you kind of parent-teacher what it's going to go over. There's an oral assessment here. And then it's split up. Ordinal numbers, telling time to the hour. And then it just kind of splits up so that, just to make sure that they were grasping all these concepts. And if not, you can, by all means, go back and go through one of those concepts. So that is the course book. That is it. You don't need a parent book or a parent, course manual. This is the little box that comes with it. It comes with numbers 1 through 6 dice, numbers 7 through 12 dice, an equation dice, 2 game pawns, 3 cars, and 15 counting sticks. So this would be all that you would need for any of the games that are included in here. Very simple, sturdier than the other one that was just cardboard and smaller, so I can put it anywhere. Comes right off, and there's your little pieces and whatever else you need. So I am liking this a lot better, but I wanted to show you guys in case you are kind of on the fence about, well, is it just as good? It looks to be. It looks to be just as good. It just is a lot easier, and I think will benefit me especially and my kids because of the number of kids that I have. And you know, the easier the lesson and the simpler the lesson, the smoother my day goes. So anyway, that is that. I wanted to show you guys because I had not opened it yet and I had not looked through it yet. And I got it a few weeks ago. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions, if you have tried it, or if you prefer the older version. I can't imagine many people would prefer the older version other than it has more games where maybe if you have 1 or 2 kids, you might have more of the time to do that and to spend on math and or any subject really. And it won't make a huge difference. But I think this is great. And I look forward to starting it and getting the other grade levels that I need so that we can start with this pretty soon. Actually, it's coming up. So let me know if you have any questions or anything, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.